I mean, honestly, this time is not that easy. There is still a lot to do, and I have fallen into that kind of vicious circle where you work a lot just to end up working even more. And at some point, you lose sight of the goal, which is sailing. Hello everyone, and welcome back. This is me, and this is Maruzza. For years, the Aegean Sea has been our home, but we decided to broaden our horizon and go see what the coasts of West Africa are like. Now, since this is going to be a pretty demanding journey, I have been getting Maruzza ready for months, and I have done an impressive amount of work. I'm starting to feel a bit like a shipyard caveman, and my brain is falling apart. The next job is a dirty job.
And to do it, I transform.
Into a sperm cell! Charged by braves!
See you guys in the ovary! Well, at least he's Jewish.
Honestly, this is the only job I would happily hand off to someone else. Then I think about it, regret it, and as always I end up doing it myself. Anyway, this is the result. And don't even think about doing this job with those flimsy paper masks. You need a proper respirator with real filters. Otherwise, you are putting yourself at risk. Using a paper mask here would be like making love with a paper condom. And you don't make love using a paper condom, right? A good blast of water washes away all the antifouling dust stuck to the hull, and we are good to go. But I must admit, I start to be tired. I mean, honestly, this time is not that easy. There is still a lot to do, and I have fallen into that kind of vicious circle where you work a lot just to end up working even more. And at some point, you lose sight of the goal, which is sailing. But there is still a ton to do. Namely, I realized last night I woke up with this thought that one of the upper shrouds on the boat wasn't pressed properly. The terminals weren't pressed properly with the Nicopress tool I used. And actually, they weren't. I tested it with a halyard done the same way, and it failed under load. So now I have got a risky upper shroud that I have to remove with the mast still up. I've never done it before. I'm scared of falling, so I need to rig a backup shroud, get it pressed with a hydraulic tool, bring it back, reinstall it, all things I'd really rather avoid doing right now. Honestly, the only thing I'd like to do right now is get some real sleep, because I'm not relaxed at all. The sea is right here in front of me, super close, but it feels like it is thousands of miles away. The boat is right next to the sea here, but it is not sailing. It is just staring at the water, like it belongs to another universe. I have to admit, I am at my breaking point. But complaining won't fix anything, so it's time to refocus right away. After a sleepless night, I decided to remove the shroud without taking the mast down. Okay, I absolutely hate climbing up the mast. On top of that, if a shroud is missing and I'm basically dangling onto life by a thread, I don't like it one bit. Clearly, to keep the mast from falling on my head, I tensioned two Dyneema lines real hard, from the masthead to the chain plates. I even added a kind of temporary spreader to increase the angle and hold the tension, climbed the mast, took off the shroud, carried it to Synodinus in Piraeus, and we are back in business.
Wow, that guy works! We subscribe and put a like!
Somehow I have reached the end of this never-ending infernal work session. What is left now is putting antifouling on Maruzza. A few days ago I sanded off the old paint, washed the hull so the new coat will stick well, And now I just have to do the job. Now I just need to mark the waterline with tape so I don't paint where I shouldn't.
Tale da non sconfinare con la vernice nella parte della barca che non deve essere verniciata, appunto. Una nota molto
One important note, that masking tape must come off within 2 or 3 days, or it sticks forever. Removing it later is worse than a massacre. I must say, everything is turning more and more into something like the Picture of Dorian Gray. Maruzza gets more beautiful, while I'm getting more torn up, smelly, broken. Once the tape is on, it's time to apply the antifouling. You need several things: a plastic tray, gloves, the paint, a stick to stir it, roller handles, rollers, some brushes, and some aluminum foil. You line the tray with double foil, pour some paint inside after having stirred it really well, and roll it on the hull. The first coat is always a bit harder to spread and it takes more paint. The second goes on smooth and it is almost a pleasure to do. So guys, believe it or not, I'm basically done. Antifouling was the last step. And since I am finished, I wanted to put an end to this t-shirt too. I'm doing it. I'm throwing it away. I'm done. I'm free on the t-shirt of shame. And finally, after such a long time, this is the last evening I'll spend on land with Maruzza. I would say it was definitely worth it. I've turned Maruzza from a coastal cruiser into a boat ready for more serious passages. Now, of course, the question is whether I am ready for that kind of sailing, and not so much the boat. I have to say, though, every single moment I spent here in Salamina and Samos, surrounded by tools, paints, varnishes, resins, solving problems I've never even imagined before, every moment was beautiful, wonderful, and full of meanings. Every move, every gesture, every action made sense. That's really something special. This has never happened to me anywhere else but at sea. Except maybe back when I lived in Kenya, roaming the savannah. There, too, every moment was worth living, every instant was a small miracle of wonder. I am at my best in situations like these, especially at sea. Here, everything is clear and bright, even in the hardest moments. It is a gift the sea has given to me, and for that I am grateful. To life and to the sea. The moment has finally come. Today, Maruzza goes back in the water. Over the next few days, I'll have to run a lot of tests and make sure all the work I did holds up and that nothing falls on my head. And I honestly can't wait to get started.
And here she is, she's moving!
Anyway, okay, the wind has picked up a little, but I don't think it's a problem. It is really just a light breeze, and I'm probably just being paranoid.
ce l'abbiamo fatta.
We did
La
it!
Maruzza in acqua, galleggia.
She's floating, at least it looks like she is. And now I'm starting again the engine. Let's see if it works or not.
Wow, si parte! Ciao! La Maruzza
Honestly, I can hardly believe
è
it.
tornata nel suo elemento.
Maruzza, my little sea snail, is back in her blue element. The sea, kissed by the sun, the sky and the spray of the water. Now I can relax a bit and soon I will head out towards the Gulf of Salamina,
Il golfo di Salamina.
then Cape Sunio, then Evia Island and across the Aegean to Turkey. That way I will have time to test everything and see if all my work holds up. These will be wonderful months, exploring islands I've never been to, diving in waters I've never fished before, and that's good enough for me. So guys, as always, if we don't meet here on this channel, we will meet somewhere out there on the hook.
Ciao!